dude.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Yo. I can't even blame Tony for this. Can't even blame the alcohol. I haven't started drinking yet. Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Let me try not to shake the table. The truth is, I've only ever done this off my phone. Never tried to do it off my laptop. No, that's not true. I've done it on my laptop before. I don't know. It was different this time. Cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Oh, that's a good beer. And shout out to my friend Chris Berriman for introducing me to Spotted Cow, and my friend David Williams for picking up 10 cases of Spotted Cow the other day, because they don't have that where I live. All right. So I could barely figure out how to turn this thing on, which means the odds of getting Tony Angelo in here are probably pretty slim. Can you guys hear me? All right, cool. Got a lot of yeses. That's good news. I think Tony's here. If he is, then he probably read that I blamed him for this already. So what happened was I opened it in the wrong browser, and in Safari it doesn't support YouTube Live. Chrome it does. Who knew? So anyway, it's Wednesday night. What should we talk about? I didn't really have a plan for this other than it just felt good. Thought I'd get some things off my chest. I just got back from a road trip with Tony Angelo, which was really, really fun. And those videos, I think, will be out here probably another week, I think. It all depends on Chris Reed and how quick he can edit and how little he cares about his home life. That's really, Brian, thank you. That's really the barrier right now is how quickly can Chris get it done while not sleeping? Because there's a lot of it. We were gone 5 days driving from Monroe, Georgia to basically Philly, where Tony lives. So, and that was a lot of footage because we had Ryan Crossley was with us and Joe Cole was with us. And Ryan is a professional. So all the angles, lots and lots of angles, lots of good stuff was happening that he filmed. And basically the road trip was Tony bought this doomsday dumpster on wheels looking thing. If you're follow any of us on social media, you've probably seen photos of it already. And he called me and he's like, hey, do you want to drive to Philly? And I was like, yes, I do. And so we did that, and it was a lot of fun. So that's what's coming up next. My garage is fairly empty right now. Side chick is in here. But the middle bay, my wife, God bless her, she's been parking her shitbox exploder in here because there hasn't been a car in the middle bay here. And she and I have this deal where, like, when I first met her, and we lived together in her condo first, then we lived upstairs in her cousin's house right up until we were married. Hell, I think after we were married. Eventually, we got an apartment and it had a garage, and from the outset, I was like, hey, look, you will never park in the garage. That's just how it's going to go. I said, I won't ask a lot of questions. I won't ask a lot of favors. I won't even ask you about the money. You know, I don't even care what's in your purse or, you know, what's on your phone, but you're never parking in the garage, baby. And that worked for a solid 10 years. But then we moved to Georgia, and in the middle of winter, it's cold. And in the summer, it's real hot. And so, you know, she sneaks in here when the garage is empty. Tony's texting me right now. He's probably got the answer on how to get him in here. Because I feel like if he comes in here, either the whole thing catches on fire and burns to the ground, or we have a good time. He sent me a link, how to invite a guest on your live stream. All right, hold on, let me put my readers on here. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to figure it out real quick. Let's see. Share screen. Nope. Share. No. Mute. No, we don't want to do that. Top fans. Let's see. Manage. Dashboard. Channel. Send feedback. Engage with your audience. I thought I was doing that. I have no idea how to do this. So if I go off screen and go start looking at other things, then I'm not talking to you guys, and I don't know what happens here. So I'm just going to call Tony, and he can tell me how to invite him on the live stream. I love it. I'm going to point it over here. Tell me, Angelo.
Yeah.
Hey, so how do you do this?
I don't know. I'm watching the thing. I sent you a link on a text to go live together somehow.
I can hear you on the live stream coming through your phone.
Yes, this is very strange.
I love it. There's 1,100 people in here watching us just struggle.
Yeah, talk to each other on the phone. Yeah, amazing.
Well, you click that link, figure out how to do it, and then tell me how to do it.
All right, I'll do it. All right. Later.
All right. Tony's gonna call me back when he knows how to do this, because I don't know how to do it. All right, what else should we talk about? Let's talk about the Cadillac. If you saw the last video on my channel where Tony came and visited and broke all my stuff, we walked the warehouse and went down memory lane and looked at a lot of the stuff that's in there. Almost everything I own is in there. A couple things were gone. The dumpster fire Daytona was gone because my friend Eddie Sabreco and his boss Jason over at Auto Metal Direct borrowed it for their booth at the Good Guys show in Columbus, which is wild because it's such a crappy car, dude. I love it. It's outstanding. It's amazing. But it is a just absolute steaming pile of crap. Like, if you've never seen the episodes of Roadkill we did on, or any of the YouTube episodes we've done on it, it's a 69 Dodge Charger fake Daytona. And it's not even a good fake one. Like, it has the fiberglass nose. It has the big fiberglass wing. The back glass is not flush. It's, that's the giveaway right there. And then beyond the fact that everything else about it, it probably doesn't look correct to somebody that knows what they're looking at. But it's a really fun car. It's made with leftover parts. It has the original G-Force 5-speed that was in Blasphemy when we won Drag Week. That thing's in there. It has the 383 out of the Death Metal Charger that I took out when we 2J swapped that thing. But the thing about that car is it's even rustier than Death Metal, which is saying something. Like, that car is so rusty that the torsion bar boxes, which are stamped pieces of sheet metal that are spot welded to the floor pans, and the torsion bars go through there, and then they index in there. So when you put weight on the car and it tries to twist the torsion bar, it's trying to twist on those boxes. Well, everything's rotten. Half the boxes are gone. Half the floor is gone. And, Eddie and I talked briefly about, like, what if we put floors in it? I'm like, there's nothing to weld to. The rockers are junk. The floors are junk. The cross members are junk. The quarters are junk. The A-pillars are junk. I mean, there's nothing. Like, you throw the car away, basically. So I, long story short, I never intended to ever fix that car. I don't think it ever will. I think it'll just go. I think it's safe enough to drive on the street. Probably long term, I should take the torsion bars out of that car before they just fall out and convert the front into coilovers. That would probably be a lot safer. In fact, QA1 makes a whole tubular front end for that deal. I know that because we put one on Death Metal. But anyway, what I was saying was, in last Sunday's video, Tony and I walked the warehouse and I showed him the Caddy and I said, I'm pretty upset at this car right now because the roll cage is fully illegal. I just discovered that and I have to cut the whole thing out. And so today, Joe Cole and I cut every scrap of tubing that was a part of that roll cage out of the car. We took the body off again, rolled the chassis out from underneath it, and it was a really nice roll cage. It was just the tubing was too thin. It wasn't legal. It wouldn't pass an SFI inspection. So yeah, that thing needs a lot more work now, but it's coming home tomorrow. There's sticks of chromoly 1 5/8 tubing on the floor of my garage, and we are going to recage it ourselves. For the most part, I happen to stop by my buddy Ryan's shop, and he and his buddy Gary, who work there, are just amazing fabricators. And I said, my one concern is about the main hoop. I said, I will ruin minimum two sticks of tubing trying to build that because of all the curves that are in it. And chromoly is really expensive. And so Ryan jumped on the grenade and was like, just give me the old one, I'll copy it. And once the main hoop's in, I can do the rest of it. It won't be that big of a deal. But I don't use my tube bender often. Thanks, Tom. It's not an everyday thing for me. So which means I'm gonna screw some stuff up, and I kind of would like not to right now that chromoly has gone through the roof. Dude, stuff's expensive. Everything is, but that especially. So anyway, there will be caddy content coming soon. Because we're going to work on it this week, and I'm guessing by next week the cage will be done, which will be sweet. Oh, Tony's texting me. Let's see what he says. He says, All right. Invite guests. All right, but how do I get that? Oh, I have to do it from the phone app. All right, hold up. I don't know how I'm going to do this from my phone, but let's see what's up. YouTube. Yeah. You guys want Tony in here, right? This is worth the wait, I figure. All right. 1,200 people are waiting for us to figure this out. Okay. There's that. Now, how do I invite people? I'm working on it. I promise. So my screen on my phone looks different than the one Tony screen grabbed and sent to me. Damn. What's that? Oh, that's the thumbnail. Wow. Maybe I'll just call Tony again. It's old school and it's budget, but at least you could hear him. Oh my God. It's not even showing me the live stream that I want to look at right now. All right, I got nothing. Let's answer some questions. I'll call Tony. It's embarrassing, but I'm doing it. I swear next time it'll be better. Chris Brewer says, we're all here voluntarily. Yes, you are. You knew what you were getting yourself into.
While you're selling.
Tony's trying to FaceTime me right now.
I'm going to mute this. What up? That's me.
That's what it's come. That's what it's come to.
I think it's fine.
It's a solid solution.
Why not? I muted the thing and forget it. It's fine.
So you got home, bought a minivan, and shaved your face all in the same day.
Pretty much, yeah. Good day.
This is genius. I gotta figure out, where can I put this? What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Oh, I'm drinking the rest of that 6-pack from the pizza night.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
So I've had extensive conversations with my bride about offending you on the last day of our road trip by not giving your favorite pizza the score you thought it deserved.
That's it.
Do you want to tell the people that story?
Well, one of our main motivations, and we had many for this trip, we wanted to bring a jet ski up here. I bought an Armageddon vehicle. We wanted to hang out. I wanted to drive your jet boat. And we wanted to get some good pizza. So we did all those things, and we really did just kind of naturally, as we went north, the pizza started getting better, as I think it generally does in this country.
Oh, you just offended everybody in Texas. Offending everybody in Texas.
That's fine. They know. It's true. And then when we got to my favorite place, where I think it's pretty close to a 10. And I've lived in New York City and been to Italy and whatever. But you were like, it's really good. I think it's like an 8.5. And that's fine. I know, I think a little bit, we didn't have a traditional pizza there, so I'll give you that. But everyone else that we were with decided that pie with like the hot honey and stuff was the best pizza they ever had, including your boy Joe. So I'm fine with it. We can always come back and get more. No big deal. I'm not offended.
Oh, not at all. I can't even tell. Like, it definitely doesn't show on your face.
Yeah.
Well, so my problem was.
I don't even know where to look. I'm looking at my own face on the screen of YouTube, and I'm also looking in our phone, and then
look right there.
Yeah, got it.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
This whole thing is working well.
It's pretty good.
So, okay. So, in my defense, all right, I've never rated pizza in my life. I view it a lot like sex. Like, you're having it, it's great, cool.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that if I go to the grocery store, those Totino's rectangular shaped 99-cent pizzas, I actually like that. It's great. Who's calling me now? Henry, I can't talk to you right now. Tony's on the phone. So anyway, like my standards, I wouldn't say are low. I just like a lot of things. And so you gave me pizza on day 3 of the trip, 4 and 5. And on day 3, that was damn good pizza. I liked it. And on day 4,
it was pretty good.
Damn good pizza. And on day 5, so we had pepperoni. And on day 5, we went completely left and had like a hot honey pizza, which I loved. It was great. I just couldn't judge Papa's Pizza fairly on that. And I couldn't compare it to anything I've ever had because I've never had a hot honey pizza before. And I loved it. I had 2 slices. I was like, this is great. And so I didn't want to just go, it's a 10, because where do you go from there? Like we got other places we got to go, you and I. And what if we have other pizza that somehow is better? And I've already given this a 10. So I want to go back there and I want to have pepperoni.
Yeah.
So I can judge it against the others,
We can do that. We can do that. And I actually think that my schedule of judging goes like this. It's like anything over a 6, I'm happy to eat. But there becomes a point where like the pizza we ate is a 10. There's pizza spots I like in Philly that are a 10. There is not only just like 1 10 out there. There's a ton of pizza that I'm like, this is the top tier pizza.
That's a good point. That is a good point. And honestly, I don't know. Like I said, it's like sex, bro. Like, you're right. Anything above a 6 is money. I'll be a happy guy. But I've had pizza with you where you were like, this is not pizza, And that's so was that a 5 or was that a 1? Like,
it depends on where it was. Bart, which one are we talking about? Yeah.
All right, you and me, day 4 of Drag Week 2024. We were like the last people to leave. I had wounded it, trying to make one more pass when I shouldn't have made it. And Chris Reed and Ryan Crossley brought us pizza in the pit while we were packing up, but we didn't know we were out yet. We were packing. We might have had 1 beer. Well, it took 3 hours to pack, and pizza arrived, and you were like, "This is not pizza."
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And meanwhile, I was starving. I was like, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have 3 of these right now.
I'm pretty sure I ate it. I'm not too good to not eat it, but I'll tell you, like, man. I'm not excited about it.
All right. What's up with the minivan?
Minivan is insane. I love Dodge Caravans. I finally, when we found that turbo 5-speed on HRG, I was like, we bought that thing sight unseen and shipped across country. I've always wanted one.
Yeah.
I love Omni GLHs. I love Shadow turbos. All that stuff is super cool. So I always wanted a van too. And then we found that one. Bought it, and Mikey P bought it, but I'm really bummed about the limitations of the 2.2 motor, the single cam, because I want to make decent big power these days. So this is a naturally aspirated automatic 4-cylinder Mitsubishi 2.6 motor, like carbureted, whatever motor. But it is 106,000 miles on it, but it is crispy clean, inside, outside, underneath, crazy.
Nice.
And it was $800, so I had to buy it. If I see something that there's a point where I'm like, interested in basically every car at a price, and there is another price where I'm like getting myself out the door. I'm like, I'll be there in an hour and a half, dude. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'll find a place to stuff it.
Well, yeah, because somebody else will ruin it. Like you when you find one of those where the miles are low, the interior's perfect, it's not trashed, and the price is so cheap, you're like, I don't have time to work on it. I don't need a place to keep it, but I can't let this go. You know, I have that issue. Like I just bought a '94 Toyota truck, like old man camper shell, like looks like a pool truck. Only had 60,000 miles on it, and it was so nice. I was like, I just have to. And one day while sitting on the toilet, I put one single bid at Bring a Trailer on this truck and did not think I'd win. There's no way. And I won sitting on the toilet. I was like, oh wow, okay. So my wife will never watch this, but that'll be how she finds out about this truck right there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
If she watched my stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. And I also have a list of cars that are always like, I want to buy an XR4 Ti at some point. I want an SVO Mustang. I wanted an RX-7 Turbo. If I find them cheap enough and they're nice, I'm buying them. I'll get to it eventually.
I was with you until you said XR4 Ti. That's a Mercur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are lame, bro.
They're awesome.
Like the minivan, I'm totally with you, and here's why. Long time ago, we did these events called Roadkill Zip Tie Drags, and we had cheap car racing, and I forgot what the budget was, but some of the best racing I've ever watched was a Chrysler minivan, 5-speed swap. The dude hacked the ECU and put a turbo on it, running high 12s and just smoking Mustangs and Camaros at the drag strip. It was so cool. And those, when you say those numbers out loud, they're not fast, but when they're next to each other and it's a minivan and a Camaro or a Mustang,
awesome.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. Like when we raced my mini truck against the Trino wagon, we weren't fast at all, but it was fun as hell.
Absolutely.
Oh. You want to take some questions?
Sure. Let me go see what the thing is.
All right.
Let me come up to the screen.
I'll start while you're.
All right.
Caden Watt, any plans to fix the C10? I will definitely fix it. I have no plans. It's bad. It needs a ton of work. More than anything, it needs some philosophical pondering on my part of whether or not it's going to stay IRS or whether or not I'm going to put a solid axle in it. I'll fix it. I'm hoping that by wintertime I'm driving the Caddy and then I can go back to the C10. That's my hope.
Let me see what I got here.
You go ahead.
So a lot of people are backing me up on the Mercur. I see that.
Those people are wrong though.
So I'm gonna ask, who paid when personal cars came on Roadkill? Who paid for the parts? I feel like that was different. Those rules changed year to year for sure. Sometimes you were able to put some company dollars towards your project. Which again, if you brought a personal car on a Roadkill, it was getting thrashed pretty hard. So it was certainly a give and take there. But even in HRG, sometimes we had a budget and went over it. We'd have to pay for it, or sometimes we couldn't bring our own cars on, but we could buy them later. It was really like kind of changing all the time, I think.
Yeah, that's literally it. It was a moving target. The rules changed constantly, and it depended on who was, well, let's just say in power, because it's true. Like there was a period of time where this is just what it was like for me. I started doing Roadkill, didn't get paid for it for season 1 and maybe even season 2. I don't know. And so at some point I started making merch because a Roadkill fan came up to me and was like, why don't you have merch? And I'm still friends with this guy to this day. It's my buddy Matt. He still does my merch. And I said, I don't know. No one's going to buy this stuff. I said, but I'm tired of itchy car company t-shirts and I'd like to have something that actually felt good and fit good. So that was the reason I started making merch. Well, anyway, I started wearing it on the show, and we had someone working there that would take a Sharpie and black out the FSM logo on my hat because they didn't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They didn't want me wearing it, but they didn't provide us with anything to wear. And so it was like, you can't wear that, but we're not going to give you anything. It's like, all right. And then eventually that changed, and that person no longer worked there. The rules, whatever the rules were, it was just someone different, and No one was blacking out the FSM logo on my hat. Well, the same thing happened with cars. Like in the beginning of Roadkill, most of the cars were Freiburgers. I think the first car maybe I ever had on there was our family El Camino. And that was probably late season 1 of Roadkill or early season 2. And I was broke, like we would my cars in the beginning ended up on there when nobody else had an idea for the episode, and I would suggest something and there was literally nothing else to do. And so that El Camino ended up on there, and a lot of those parts were donated, but the company did pay for, the parts that weren't. I didn't have any money to do it. And then later on, the people working there changed again, and we could use my cars. And then the people changed again, and we couldn't use my cars. And then the people changed again, and we could use my cars. But when my Hemi broke, I'm paying for that, not them. And it just changed a lot. It was weird. Like they were props, but unless the company owned it, the company was not excited about spending money on it. And so, these people keep asking about my C10. My C10 came home from the very last episode of Roadkill trashed. And that's on me. I got to pay to fix that. That truck caught on fire. The chassis junk in the back, like sheet metal's bent. Like I got to fix it. The flip side of that is I've had friends who have crashed and totaled their cars on TV show and then been cut 6-figure checks by an insurance company. And so I think it just depends on your scenario. And having said all of that, it was the best job I've ever had. And whether I lost money on, using my cars or not, I feel like, if it made a good episode, whatever, it is what it is. So long explanation of how it is when you're in TV.
Yeah. I got a couple. I saw a couple of people ask about how's the V12. We are working on the V12 this week. It's going to go to the dyno end of the day tomorrow. We are remaking our plastic throttle body elbows out of aluminum right now. You'd be proud. We got the TIG out. We're shaping. Actually, this is a pretty cool thing. Ryan Turk started a parts company, so he made these aluminum donuts that are super tight radius. And then we chopped one up. Let me see that thing, fellas.
Yo.
Barb.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
How we doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. Yo, that came out good. The transition from oval to round, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of hammering, but it turned out pretty good. The weird, British flange shape is like nothing I've ever seen, but we made it work.
Nice. Yeah, that came out good, man.
And so we're working on that now, and then a couple people asked me my Cutlass. I don't know. I have a 70 Cutlass I traded my S10 for. It has a bent frame. I got a good frame from a small-time YouTuber kid who was super cool about it, giving us a straight one. And with any of those A bodies, if you box them up and reinforce them, they work great. So we reached out to HPI in Canada to get one of their frame bracing kits because we used that on Lucky's car, and they had they had some personal issues going on and had a long delay. So that's finally here, and hopefully we're gonna get there. But basically, the plan for the summer is V12, 55 bone marrow. We're gonna just hit all the heaters for a while.
Nice. Well, and so I've followed that project. Obviously, I've always wanted a V12 in something. It's likely never to happen. I don't know. And so when I saw it the other day, I was like, yo, if you're ever going to sell this thing, tell me first. Because the car is awesome, but it's not like a show car. And then you told me what your plans for it were, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to afford that later. Because my guy's making this thing badass. Like it's badass now, but he's going all out. So when you do go all out, then yeah, I'm probably out.
We'll see. Maybe we can trade. We'll trade for something.
I do like trading. Trading's awesome because
It's pretty fun.
Trading. As long as there's the caveat of we can trade back later, possibly, I'm cool. Because like right now, I own too many things and I'm attached to all of them, and I should get rid of some things. Like a lot of people are upset with me that I'm not finishing things fast enough. But the truth is, it's just Joe and I here, and there really isn't money to just send these things out and get built. Plus, I like working on them. So, if I was to send something away to get, caged or whatever, I'd have to sell something to pay for that because YouTube's not paying for that. When the Hemi breaks, I'm paying for that. And right now, the Hemi's broken. So, That's why it takes me so long to do everything.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we got a couple guys in here, but we are not. When we got to do, there's a couple of different things. Like, people don't want to watch super tedious work, but they want it to get done. You know what I mean? Like, if we did the whole roll cage in an episode, nobody would watch it. Even if the car needs it. So we're bouncing between, like, doing all the fun stuff that everybody wants to watch and I want to do, and also getting, like, the important work done. That needs to get done to get a car down the track or down the street or whatever.
Yeah, and you have to film something, because if you're doing the work and you're not filming it, you don't have a video for Friday.
Correct.
I just force everyone to sit through it if they're willing. Like my last boat video, we went to the track, the boat broke. We spent all night repairing the bottom of the boat twice because it didn't work the first time. And the truth was, you had to go 40 minutes of video before you got to me racing my boat. And there were people that complained about that. I'm like, hey, this is how it really was. And I thought it was fun to do the work. I thought you might enjoy it. Fast forward through it, I'm not just going to make videos for the sake of getting clicks. Obviously we need the clicks, but I need to feel good about what I'm doing,
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, more questions. This dude said, have you ever had a black man on your show? What? Yeah, his name's Mike Cotton. I don't know if you ever met him. I don't know. What else? You got any questions?
Garage TV.
Cloud Hindeman, why not change blasphemy to a centrifugal supercharger? Because it's not legal in the class I race.
Yeah, and it's not cool.
I mean, they're cool for other people, just not that car.
No, yeah.
Zach Trunkel, ever thought about a work with a fan day? It's happened inadvertently. In fact, when we gave away my Datsun 510 and Kevin came to pick it up because he was the winner, and it broke during his test drive. It didn't break, but I heard a noise and I was like, this thing's gonna break. Let's change out both half shafts. And so that was 6 hours of his life he'll never get back. And to be honest, I think he liked the experience of just hanging around and working on it as much as he liked the car. But I have thought about something recently. I remember my first mini truck club I ever got in. And one of the things I liked about it was I joined that mini truck club with a stock truck, completely stock. They asked me if I wanted to get in, and I don't know why. They came, like 3 of them came to my job and took my truck. I worked at Circuit City installing car stereos. I didn't know much of anything about modifying mini trucks. They took my truck. It disappeared for 2 days. It came back. It was lowered. And everybody in that club, most everybody had a specialty, had something they could do, and that's how everything got done. This guy knows how to do upholstery. This guy can weld. Anyway, long story short, recently I was sitting there thinking it would be fun to just get together with a box of donuts in a parking lot locally with a whiteboard and just write your skill, write where you live, write your name and your contact info, because there's a lot of people that can't do everything. I can't do everything, and it would be cool to just start, a club of people willing to help other people get their stuff done. I don't know why I started talking about that, but that's what was on my mind. I'll blame the beer. Tony, talk to them while I get more beer.
All right.
I'll be back.
Okay. What are we talking about? Why would I want to build a Merkur? Because they're wicked little 4-cylinder turbos that handle good, and that's my faves. What do we got? Accident. Why not have a second channel for the B-roll, the stuff people that you wouldn't think like? We've actually talked about that here. Just doing like stuff at the house upgrades or garage stuff, rotaries, motorcycles. That's a real possibility. I think Derek does that on his Vice Grip Lodge because it makes sense. We do all this work to build these channels, and when you start having these soft performing videos, it really can do a lot of damage to sort of how the algorithm treats you, and we don't want to do that. But certainly I do want the freedom to build whatever I want.
I have terabytes of footage you guys have never seen because it's just stuff where I'm like, this won't do well, you know. And I've thought about like launching a Patreon or something and just putting it there if anybody wants it. I thought about another channel, but I don't know. That sounds a lot like another job. And obviously I can barely keep up with this one. Like, you know, look how Tony's here right now because I can't figure out how to get him on here.
Correct.
A whole nother channel.
Jack said, what's the best pizza in the Philly area? So if you're in Philly, my favorite slice is Del Rossi's, which recently like Dave Portnoy discovered and has kind of blown up a lot. But that's a great little pizza shop and great cheesesteak.
You're not gonna say Papa's?
Papa's is not even in this state, buddy.
Where were we?
We were in Virginia still, I think.
Oh, that was pretty good though.
It was
like
all right.
The toilet was in the kitchen. That's how I knew we were gonna be eating.
No, that wasn't Papa's. That was Big City Pizza or whatever it was called.
Oh,
it was called. Remember?
No, I mean I'm sure you're right. I just don't remember.
Yeah, that was the weird one in after Papa's.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Watch Finnegan's episode on Sunday. You'll see all the pizzas.
Yeah. Not this week. It ain't gonna be done this week. Have you talked to Chris?
It is this week.
No, you should talk to Chris. Is it this week?
What? I think it's this week.
What day is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
You should talk to Chris. I don't know. I mean, if it was this week, awesome. I'm putting that video up. I just didn't know it would be this week.
I think he told me we're gonna have a cut tomorrow.
Oh, well, dude, hell yeah. All right, cool. Maybe you guys are getting this road trip this week. I'm not used to Chris working that quickly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sick week. We filmed it in January. We aired it in May, I think. It was a lot of footage, though. Yeah. It was a lot of footage. I'm now drinking Yingling, which I like.
It's all right.
Oh, God. What are you going to give it, an 8.5 like your pizza? Come on.
Maybe. I just drank so much of it as a kid. There's so many better PA breweries at this point.
All right. Got any more questions? Let's see. Brandon Burr says, if you set up a Patreon, we will donate to help. Whoops. Where'd he go?
Somebody asked if you're wearing makeup or are you really that good looking?
Oh, this is me all day, every day.
That's it. You're welcome. He wakes up like that.
I was going to take my hat off for you guys tonight, but I just didn't want you to, start licking the screen and stuff. Make it weird.
That's fair, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of broken screens out there.
All right.
Denise asked about the Cutlass. I said we're gonna try to get it going at the end of the summer, I think, but we have to take the body off the frame. The frame's bent. We'll get there. Go ahead. What do you got?
Ben Brown says my entire life is B-roll. That's deep.
That's fair. That's fair. Is that our Ben Brown?
I think so.
Oh, cool. What up, man?
That's true.
Ben, I helped them make the transmission work, Brown.
That's correct. And he also built me a Turbo 350 on my channel once.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Let's talk about Drag Week. So Drag Week 2025, Tony and I are going separately but together. He'll be in his car, I'll be in my car. It starts at Maryland International Raceway.
Yeah. Does
it hit any other tracks that we went to in 2019 when we won? I think Cecil, right?
Cecil, but ATCO closed.
Oh.
It's going to be Maryland International at the R-Bar, Cecil, Numidia, and Maple Grove.
Numidia sounds like an STD. Where is that?
It's in Numidia.
It's in Numidia. All right.
Yeah.
Solid.
It sounds like something you would take for like osteoporosis.
Travis Reed says, is SEMA still something you go to? Yes. I took a few years off. Post-pandemic, I think. I didn't go for a couple years. I went last year. I went the year before. I'll be there this year. I'll be in the Miller Welders booth, demoing a brand new machine they got coming out. And also, oh, dude, Tony, I wanted to tell you about this. Because you're into boats now. Oh, I need to send you a link to a boat that you need to go and get. K-Series swap turbo jet boat.
Ooh, I'm in.
$3,500. It ran and it stopped running. Something with the EFI needs going through. but it's like
Okay.
$3,500 somewhere in Michigan. It's so sick, dude. Yeah, you need this. Anyway, what I want to tell you about is there's this place in Vegas called Sosa Metalworks. I think that's the name of it. And they have a party. They have a party every year. Wednesday night at SEMA.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, and a bunch of just wicked fabricators show up to this deal. And there's the theme every year that was like lowriders one year, and anyway, the theme this year is drag boats. And Hemmings is putting the party on, and they called me yesterday. Dan Stoner yesterday before called me and said, "Would you like to bring your boat?" And I was like, I gotta be honest, I was gonna go racing that weekend because the World Finals are that weekend. And I said, but if I can get my boat back Thursday morning, then yeah, go ahead, use it. No problem. They're gonna build a pool indoors at the shop, and they're gonna float the boat in it, dude. And there's gonna have like a deck with a bar, so you can order a drink and you could look down inside the boat while it's floating. And I'm like, hell yes, whatever that is, I'm in, dude. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna wind up in that pool,
dude. Let's get weird. I'm down.
Somebody asked what class I'm in a while ago for Drag Week. I am in naturally aspirated small block with my 55.
That is a competitive class.
Yes.
That is badass class, man.
I don't believe that we will win it, but it'd be fun to be somewhere in there.
Hey, everybody's got to finish.
That's correct.
Yeah, you're not going to win with that attitude. Just saying. Drew Shop, thank you. Oh, wait. Drew Shop says we met at Sick at the Rock. Is it hot down there? Because it's hot here in Mooresville. We were in Mooresville a few days ago. It was hot. He wants to know when the next time we're going to come through Mooresville drag strip. I think what he means is the next time you're going to oil it down with tranny fluid. I think that's what he means.
Whenever you need that service.
Yeah. A to B. Got you covered. This guy says New Media is outside whatever that word is.
Catawissa in Bloomsburg.
Oh, but he'll be there in the stands. Thanks, Bill. Can you try and find another donkey on Drag Week? The donkey wasn't a Drag Week thing. That was early Roadkill. That was the first time we tried to go to Alaska and ended up at the Grand Canyon. I bought that donkey outside of the Roadkill Cafe because I'm pretty sure that was the moment, or shortly after the moment, we decided we couldn't get to Alaska and we were all bummed out. And I think I was bummed out, so I went and bought a metal donkey, and it cheered me up.
This guy said every time we oil down a local track, we call it doing a Tony. I appreciate that. It's pretty solid. Twice, maybe. I don't know.
You're memorable.
I'll take it.
Ryclemp is the.
Are you going to duct tape drags in Arizona?
No, they finally put out the dates, and I can't go that weekend. Let me look at my calendar real quick. I want to go.
Somebody said, yeah, I can't remember when. Are you putting your calendar on the internet? Oh, I can see it on here. I got it. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
you guys can't see that.
You and me. What are the dates of it?
Yeah, you're really doing a pole dancing class for all of October?
Well, it's
That's crazy.
It's for vertically challenged people. It's very important.
Got it.
Yeah. I think it's the same weekend as Six Smokies or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to go. I want to support my guy. They didn't let the dates out till really late.
Yeah.
Same with Roadkill Nights. That's happening. And I hear they're racing on Woodward, and I hear Dave and I are going. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm starting that rumor.
I like it.
Yeah.
This guy whose name is MAGA for Life says, "You are the egg, David Freiberger is the chicken." That feels pretty weird on so many fronts. We're just going to go blaze right past that one.
Okay. This guy says, Tony, what happened to the HRG Turbo Coupe?
Turbo Coupe, I did not get. They sold that one and didn't tell anybody. We had an 83 Turbo Coupe, which is 9 intercooled originally, 2.3. We did a ton of modifications to it to try to make the same power as a 2.3 EcoBoost, which we did.
You talking about a T-Bird?
It was manual. It was awesome, and they sold it quick, dude.
You talking about a T-Bird?
Yeah, T-Bird.
Oh, those are cool. My dad had one.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. What about a Taurus SHO?
What'd you say?
What about a Ford Taurus SHO?
I would get one. It's still a Taurus, so it's front wheel drive, and the back is just like essentially a couple of 2x4s made into a U for rear suspension. But the Yamaha motor is sick. Why do I break everyone else's stuff but not my own? I break my own stuff sometimes. I don't know.
Damn, I have
V8 or V6 SHO. I'm down with the old ones. The V6 are pretty cool.
That guy's a savage. I gotta be honest. Before you got in here and before this thing worked, they were blaming you. I said no.
I know.
No.
SHO is all-wheel drive, not the early ones, buddy.
The Ford Clitoris SHO. Have I ever told you how I nearly got fired from Circuit City? I used to get bored when I was writing up the work orders, and I used to just give the cars names. Like,
let's
no?
not.
All right, I won't. Anyway, I used to get bored, and I'd make up new names for the cars we were working on. And, like Ford Clitoris. And
yeah, of course.
I put a car alarm in this lady's Ford Explorer, and I wrote Ford Exploder on it and on the work order. And did the job. She left, came back in tears, thought I put a bomb in her car when she read the work order.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, that was nearly the end of my car audio career at Circuit City in Laguna Niguel.
Yeah, we never really stopped doing that either. Remember all the names we had for all the shows? We had names for every Motor Trend show. It was Roadkill, Squirt Every Day. Hot Rod Garage is already kind of a porno name, so we just stuck with that one, or Hot Bod Garage. We had a bunch of them. Yeah, good ones. Are people listening to this? This is just me and you talking, right?
Yeah, we've got 1,800 people sitting here.
Oh, got it.
Heath 2SR says, "What up from a fellow stick shift guy?" What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Scuzzy J says, "I remember the last Circuit City to close in town. I bought a CD and it was sad." This guy's partying at Mount Bali. I learned to snowboard there with a guy from Circuit City. Borrowed his snowboard. A guy named Dan. What was Dan's last name? I can't remember. Taught me to snowboard and helped me get into mini trucks.
Tony, who's doing your music these days? We still use mostly the Subtastics. They're a Maryland punk band that reached out to us years ago. Somebody else asked that question too. Anyhow, we're using another thing, Coons. Subtastics, and who's the other guys?
Snopes Boy made us like 3 tracks.
What's his name?
Derek.
Okay, cool. Somebody named Derek. Thanks, Derek.
Saburai Belong. I don't think I'm going. I got to double check the dates, but they finally released them, and I'm pretty sure I can't that weekend, which sucks because I want to go. Because that's a fun deal, especially if you can do the whole thing and road trip from California there and camp out. That's a pretty cool deal. Dylan Mackham, Mike, would you ever 2J swap something again, and what would you like to put it in? I don't know. I've done it. I'd like to hop that one up more. I don't know if I'll do it again because I just would want to do something else. I want a K-Series swap something. There's this dude, Chris, drag racer, who I follow. He's got a K-swapped. It's an Isuzu Ombre truck, which is a Chevy S10 basically with different nose on it. And that thing runs bottom 8s, I think high 7s with a turbo K-Series, which I'm like, damn, that's badass. So yeah, I think that would be the next one I would want to do.
I like it.
Ninja Bob 81, he's going way back. How come you never came to the UK with Freiberger for the EBC Brakes gig? Because I was burnt out. When that deal happened, we were traveling a lot and doing a lot, and I was just like, I can't go on another one. I need to go home. At that point, I had a kid, and it was just a lot. Same reason I quit Fast Red Finnegan. It just got to be a lot. So nothing against EBC Brakes or the UK. I would love to go there, but at that time there was just no way. Lucian's Legacy. You are close enough to Florida. Boosty Boys Kyle is in Florida, and he's the K-Series guru. Kyle's rad. I dig that guy. If anything, though, he's talked me out of the K-Series because he's blown up so many of them. You can quote.
Yeah, I think a lot of them blow up, man.
All right, Tony, you got any you want to answer?
Someone said, what's my opinion on C3s? Would I ever build one? I don't love them. I think they're, kind of wonky as far as styling and shape and stuff. But we did one on HRG. It turned out pretty cool. But C2 is my favorite. C5, 6 are awesome driving cars. But I doubt we'd ever do another one. But maybe. Who knows?
How angry would people be, you think, if we 2J swapped my C2?
Pretty angry, but it would be awesome.
It would be. Cody, thank you. I don't need it. I don't think I'll put an L series back in the Rotson, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Kyle P, Bear swap. Dude, so I facilitated a Bear swap for a buddy of mine. Ben Neal left one in my garage for, wow, I don't know, a year, I think, after Drag Week one year.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was looking for somebody to buy it. At the time, I didn't have anything to go into. And so I told my friend Steve about it. And he stuck that Barra in his 240Z. And it's not finished yet, but it's going to be cool. I'm excited for it.
Someone asked if I ever got my ice racing trophy back. I did not. I don't know what happened to that. I gave somebody whoever wound up with it at the end of that long night, early morning. Somebody I gave an address 2 years ago, but I never got it back.
I don't think it was a long night. It was just a lot of alcohol in a short period of time.
Bro, we went to the hotel for like 35 minutes before our flights. Do you remember that? It was pretty long.
Oh, yeah, it was a long night. Well, who booked us a flight at like 7 a.m?
I don't know.
After a win? I mean, second place was a win for us, but we won.
For sure. Yeah.
You guys want to hear that story? It's pretty good. So we go ice racing, Tony and I, for an episode of Roadkill in the Earl Camino. Tony would have won that deal, except the car pushed through the beams on his last hit. And
I was just trying to flash the converter harder than I had the whole time, and I should have just stuck with my winning recipe of just leaving just off idle.
Oh, you were on ice. How did you know it was going to do that?
I know.
You were crushing it. You were treating people. You were gapping fools. We end up with second place, which is huge for a Roadkill episode.
For sure.
And so we leave the lake and end up in a bar on the lake or next to the lake. I don't remember what.
On the lake. Still on the lake.
It's still on the lake. We roll in there. This place is packed, and our producer is fired up. We talked about earlier about the rules changing. Very rarely did they ever go, here's your per diem for food for the day. Take this money and feed yourself. But we got into that bar, and I don't think he can get in trouble for this now because we've all been fired. But he's like, here's, I don't know, $100 or something. Here's your per diem. And we were like, holy crap. Okay. So I had it, and I'm like, shots for everybody. And so I went right to the bar and spent it. The problem is my favorite shot is an Irish car bomb. So I bought like 13 of them, and I think Tony had one. Nobody else really wanted to drink them with me. So I drank like 6 or 7 Irish car bombs. I was faded. And it was a good night. Like the crew's out riding snowmobiles in the dark. Like
I rode one. I rode that thing for 2 seconds. Yeah.
Tony and I are doing karaoke, which is always fun, but not melodic at all for me. But the highlight for me was this dude comes up to me and he's like, will you sign my arm? And I'm like, sure. I'm hammered. Get a Sharpie. Right on his arm. I never see the guy, right? But 2 days later, he hits me up on Instagram. Mine didn't even been the next day, and he's tattooed my name, the last name, on his arm. And when I get it, I'm like, oh, that really doesn't look like my autograph, because I was just shithouse drunk. And the reason I'm telling you all this is at PRI last year, he showed up, and we had a mini reunion of him and all his buddies that were in the bar that night. And the way I knew it was him was he still had the tattoo. He didn't even cover it up. And I was like, this is awesome. And I gave him all shirts and hats. I felt so bad about that tattoo. I was like, damn, that really doesn't look like my name very much.
Yeah, but you didn't finish. The best of that night is that we were in the middle of nowhere in this dark town. Our producers are riding snowmobiles into the darkness and barely coming back. And we were like, things are getting crazy. People are trying to find after hours places to hang. We jump into a minivan with this long-haired 60s hippie type dude blasting Foreigner because we had to get back to the hotel. we're like, thanks, dude. He was like, no sweat, I got you.
Wasn't somebody's mom in the van too?
Oh, there were a couple of people's moms in the van. I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah.
Not associated with us, but certainly their crew was long. Like, yes. And then we got to the hotel. Other people kept on partying and traveling. I remember I had enough time to do this. I had on like full length padded overalls, insulated.
Yeah.
I kicked my boots off. I flopped onto the hotel bed for 45 minutes. I woke back up. I was like, you got to be, my alarm went off. I was stinking. I was sweating alcohol from everywhere. We walked downstairs. You call a cab. The same guy showed up in the morning because he's the only cab in town, and he took us to the airport.
Oh, I do remember that. I remember going behind the front desk because nobody was there. And we'd been drinking. Jerry Leslie, dude, thank you. Huge. Wow. Yeah, that night was wild. That was not the only time we karaoke'd, but that was probably my favorite time. Oh, all right.
What's the weather looking like now? I think I'm gonna have to hit it. We got a storm coming in. I get my dad's Camaro inside.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll just shut down your feed here. Beep, boop,
Yeah,
boop, boop.
please. Later, everybody. Great talking to you. Check out our Armageddon or Murder Home videos coming up.
Yeah.
Bumped.
See ya.
Later.
I'll call you later. Oh, that was perfect timing. My phone was going dead. Holy cow. All right. Let's open some mail and answer some questions. What do you guys think? I got stuff here. All right. Zarky says, Mike, you're a mini truck guy. Mazda B2200 or Mighty Max 2nd gen? Ooh, that's hard. Like the Mozdog is great because it has like built-in ground effects, kind of. Always like that. I love an extended cab B2600 with 4-wheel drive sheet metal. Awesome. But the Mighty Max, you don't ever see them, and that's cool. I like the way they look too. All right, what we got here? Loose juice, kick rust in the nuts. Industrial grade rust penetrant. That's cool. Hey, Mike, big fan. Hated how the network treated you and all the other MT guys. The network was all right. You know, their communication lacked in the very end, yes, but they were all right. I had a great job, very clear. I don't know who sent this because I can't read your writing. But thank you for the loose juice. I will definitely try it. Ooh, got a sticker. Loose juice. I don't know how well it works, everybody, but I like the font. So try that if you get a chance. All right. Who else got questions? Bruce Chase says Pro Street is the best. Pro Street's fun, dude. Big tires are fun. Eric Webb, why don't you come up to Lake Hartwell and do jet boat stuff with us? Hit me up. I drove past Lake Hartwell last week, actually. I used to think there was no drag boats in Georgia, but I just found out about a drag boat race. I think it's in August, and I don't remember where. I think it's in South Carolina. And I don't know how many, jet boats are going to be there, but I think I might go. Edward Wagner, have you ever got the rubber duck in the 8s? No, I have not raced it since the last time we tried to go in the 8s when it was floating the valves. It still needs a cam and valve springs and lifters, and then it will go in the 8s for sure. 12 NC Frank, will the C10 have fresh paint or will you be bringing back the patina? I don't know. The truth is that thing is so wavy and needs so much body work that I can't even imagine the nightmare it would be for a body person to paint it. At this point, I'd just like to drive it again. That's the truth. Jeremy Moore, which Charger was more fun to drive, Death Metal or Mayhem? Death Metal is more fun on dirt. Mayhem is more fun on asphalt. In the dirt, Death Metal, it doesn't matter that it has a 2J in it. It works awesome. Let's see. Minnesota's Automotive Destination, VEIT Automotive Foundation. What do we got here? Look at this poster of Lucky. Lucky Costa as Burt Monroe. That's awesome. Somebody make movie posters? Oh my God. This is awesome. Look. Dulcich with Sharon Stone. Make every move as if it was your last. These are so good, dude. Oh, I love it. Mike Finnegan, Talladega Nights 2, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Solid. I do that. That's a really old photo of me. That was back before my wife and everyone else told, that was when they didn't tell me, yo, you got a ferret hanging off your chin. This is probably the perfect person to be red green. I believe that. I believe it in my heart. Well, Days of Thunder, the return of Russ Wheeler. Whoa. He does kind of look like Russ Wheeler, actually. Yeah, I could see that. All right, this is the best one yet. This is the best one yet. Chips. I'm dead. I'm dead, dude. Oh my God. That is, I got to give this to Newbern. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, dude. Look, it's Barb and Tony. What is the story between all of these, man? Who sent this? This is awesome. Oh God, there's Alex Taylor in here, Landman. I don't know what that has to do with cars, but all right. All right, is there a letter in here? Oh, there is. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Jared Roulette or Roulette, I'm not sure which, of Becker, Minnesota sent this. Dude. And he's basically just saying thank you. Man, that's cool. Thank you guys. Here's the deal. As always, if I read your letter in the live stream or one of my videos, I will send you some merch. You just got to reach out to me. Do me a favor and just send me an email at trademytruck@gmail.com and I'll hit you back. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Weird question. What was the center spacing of the PVC pipe for your Superjet trailer? I don't have a damn clue. But if you're asking because you have a Superjet or a Kawasaki or whatever it is, it's, the bottom of the boat, basically. Ron Jones says it's a French name. Nobody cares. That's rude, Ron. Hey, Carrie. Big Ragu says top 3 beers. Oh man, that's like picking your favorite kid. That I don't know. I don't know if I could do top 3 beers. Because they're all different for different, reasons. They're all good for different reasons, I guess is what I'm saying here. Like, I like Evil Genius Brewing Company's Purple Monkey dishwasher, but that's, I can only have one of those. I can't drink many of those. This is just a good, if you're gonna drink more than one, good beer for that. I love Spotted Cow. Spotted Cow is outstanding. But there's a lot of beers. There's too many. I can't give you a top 3. Cheese Boy 678, thoughts on Toyota Tacomas? Awesome. One of my most favorite trucks I've ever built was a 97 Toyota Tacoma. I dig them. I like the 97 front end. I don't like when they went later and the bumper stuck out on them, which I think started in 98 or 99. But Tacomas are cool. Tacomas are very cool. All right, let's open another box here. This is a big one. I need to open this one because it's a huge box. You know what they say, bigger the box, better the present. That's what they say. All right. It's all really nicely packaged. Whatever it is, dinosaur bones. Oh, dude. Ah. It's too bad Tony left. This is the part. Well, this is one of multiple parts that he broke on my boat the other day when he was driving it. That's funny. Which means I know where this came from. Let me show it to you. If you watched Tony's video last Friday on his channel, he drove Side Chick, my jet boat, with the one with 1,200 horsepower. And he this is packaged way too well. Okay, I've almost got it where I can show you what it is. Come on, there we go. Okay, so this is the part that covers the end of the nozzle, the jet drive, and when it's down, the water doesn't come out the back, it comes out the sides, so it's like neutral. And then you activate the air cylinder and it pivots up and the water comes out the back and the boat goes forward. Well, Tony accidentally twice in a row hit the gas pedal while this was closed. And on the second time, sent it into space. And it's now at the bottom of my lake. And so the second day he drove the boat, he no longer had the ability to stop the boat. Still got it back on the trailer without crashing it. Anyway, that's a Henry Morris race nozzle that my friend Andy Rawls mailed to me, and I forgot he had mailed it to me, and I just opened it. So thank you, Andy. I'll send you a shirt too. All right, Jerry Leslie, dude, all star. Darren Shevis says 1,200 horsepower, same as the new Ferrari F80. Oh, for real? Damn. Joe Kizanu says bug build ? I would totally build a bug. I love VW bugs. In fact, I bought my wife a 63 bug with a factory sliding rag top in 2010, I think. I bought it for her. And she actually came down to my shop in Orange and worked on it. And then right after I bought it, like a few months later, we found out we were going to have a kid. And that was the end of that Volkswagen. So we haven't had one since. But I would totally do it. Cheeseboy 678, thoughts on SK tools? I haven't used them much. Their ratchets are outstanding. A lot of teeth. Optic Master, when do you think you'll be able to show us some blasphemy footage working its magic? Have you seen the last few episodes we did on blasphemy? It's been winning a lot. It's been good. Currently broken, but I believe I get the motor back next week, so it won't be broken long. Let's see. Eric Webb says, King of the Hill race on Clark's Hill. We will probably be there. I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds cool, though. Any updates on the CRX? The CRX, my wife drives it often, like every week often. In fact, every now and again, I think, is she going to want something else? She going to want something more expensive or better? And she's like, no, love my car. She has plans for it. Her cousin Jimmy had one in high school, and it was lower and had ground effects and all this stuff done to it. And she wants hers exactly like his because that's the car he used to give her rides to high school in. And so she wants it done like that. And so at some point, those two will collaborate on that build, hopefully soon, because it's awesome. Edward Lee says, where's the hovercraft? The hovercraft is in the warehouse where it cannot hurt anybody, as opposed to on the lake where it runs you over. Jose Martinez says, how's the Lexus build? Going well. I saw it today. I saw it last week. Back end of the car is done. Trailer hitches on, wing, all that stuff. Middle of the car is pretty much done. All the floor, all the carbon paneling, like that's all pretty much done. I just dropped them off a box of Motion Raceworks parts. They have the operator shifter. They have 202 millimeter throttle bodies. We're waiting on an elbow adapter from Sean's Custom Alloy for the intake manifold to mount the throttle bodies. Once those are there and mounted, they can do the cold side because the turbos are mounted. So after that, all they got to do really is front suspension, because that needed redoing, and mount the radiators and stuff. At that point, it'll go to powder coat, and then it'll come home, because I'll be doing the hot side, like the header build and stuff. And then the wiring we'll do at my house. Let's see. Barack Obama says, Nick G, that is an edgy enough comment to paste 15 times. I must have missed his. Oh, Nick G says, is it okay for a guy to eat a popsicle in public? Sure. 2 at a time. Go for it. Just don't bring your head to the popsicle, or come from the side if you can. Brandon Williams says, Sonny Leonard, ? No longer with us? Or are you talking about the motor? The motor doesn't fit in a lot of things. So I don't know. Still sitting on an engine stand. That motor, I think ultimately that motor probably ends up in side chick because it fits. But I don't know. It needs a refresh. It's not hurt or anything. It just it's sat around long enough where the cylinder walls probably have surface rust on them. So let's see. Caddy to KSR to help build a cage quicker than by yourself. Oh, Kevin's guys and Kevin could build the cage faster. The truth is, like, I'm a capable TIG welder, and I can bend tubing, and I have the tools here. I just don't do it often enough. So it will take me longer than somebody that does it professionally, for sure. But in terms of like fitting tube to tube and fish mouthing stuff, like, I'm really good at that. Like, I will get that. And I like working on this stuff. So, the truth is, the caddy will be here tomorrow, and we will start building the cage. Cheese Boy says, are you planning? I keep answering your questions. Sorry. You just keep asking good ones. Are you planning on doing anything with Derek from Vice Grip Garage? Yes. We're going to do jet boat stuff together. Soon, I think, actually. Did you fix the bandsaw? Yeah. Actually, it's funny. A couple of real nice guys from Grob ended up emailing me, and together we figured out what parts I needed, because the saw was wore out. It needed guides. I didn't even realize how wore out it was, but it needed guides, and obviously it needed the rubber for the wheels that fell off. And now that saw works better than it ever has. It's outstanding. And if you're ever like thinking of getting a vertical bandsaw, it is probably next to the welder, it's probably the single most useful tool in my garage. I use it constantly, and it will last forever. That one, I think, was made in 74, and I bought it for, I think, $2,500. I've maybe spent $300 on it in 10 years. They just work. They're outstanding. So, obviously, if you have the bucks, buy a brand new one. I bet they're even nicer, but the used ones last forever. So, is the bandsaw shop sticker on the bandsaw? I don't know what you mean. Riley Rasmussen says, what are your thoughts on 3D printing making it into the car world? I think it's really good. I think we're getting products in our hands faster than we probably ever would have because companies can rapid prototype stuff now and go from idea to design to the final part much faster than they would have before. So, I think 3D printing is awesome. I don't have one, and I don't know that I'll get into it anytime soon, just because the time it would take to learn it and implement it. And then most 3D printed parts for what the stuff I'm doing, you wouldn't be able long-term be able to use a 3D printed part in service. Not the 3D printing part I can afford with a 3D printer that would be in my garage. Now, I mean, there's machines that'll 3D print metal, that stuff. Obviously, you could probably put it into service and use it. But Tony's V12 Mustang is a great example of that. They 3D printed intake adapters for their air filters, and they looked amazing, but they melted. And so now, you just saw earlier, they had to cut flanges and weld aluminum pipe to it because it's just sturdier. So nitro muffing on side chick, absolutely not happening. Who ended up with the Maserati 2.0? I believe Mason ended up with it. And you guys all know Mason. He worked on Roadkill Garage. I don't know which other shows. Probably Hot Rod Garage. Probably all of them. So, Lucky on the channel soon. Oh, absolutely. If he's free, I don't know. If I'm home next Wednesday, we could do this again, and I'll invite Lucky on, see if he wants to come on. That'd be cool, because he's funny as hell. He's got good stories. He's got great stories, actually. Let's see. Plum Carton says, "What's poppin'?" Bottles, my man. Who got the javelin? What javelin? I don't know. Are you bringing Blasphemy to Drag Week in September? That is the plan. Is Joe riding shotgun? If he wants to go, yes. I'm pretty sure. He doesn't take a lot of vacations. I'm assuming he wants to go. So, I don't know if we'll bring a third person, because Blasphemy is really good right now. Really, really good. Like, it's a great street car. And our trailer is outstanding. The thing we have to figure out now is, how do we tow that monster trailer without destroying the clutch between tracks? And I don't mean destroying it. That's too strong of a word. How do we tow that trailer between tracks and then know that when we drop the clutch the next day for pass number 1 at Drag Week, that the clutch is going to act the way it did the day before? Because that's the hard thing about having a slipper clutch and then towing that trailer. When we got home from sick week, we weighed that trailer, and it was heavy. Like, I didn't realize how heavy it was. But once I got that trailer, I was like, I'm bringing everything. We're not going to have anything sitting at home we could use here. And so we brought all our fuel for the week and then some. We had way too much. We had spare pistons. We had so much stuff with us. And in the end, that trailer was like 1,900 pounds we were towing. And it was doing things to the clutch. It was wearing the clutch. We were heating the clutch up and glazing it. And so I'm not going to bring nearly as much stuff this time to Drag Week. I'll still bring that trailer because I love it. But I won't fill that trailer like I filled it at sick week. Frankly, because the car is pretty damn reliable now. And it's a really good street car now. So we're going to bring less weight and hope that by turning the base all the way up and hanging a bunch of weight on it when we leave the track, that we don't slip the clutch driving down the road. That's our plan. Let's see. Tyler, thank you. That definitely helps, dude. Definitely help. Rearrange your shop lately? Probably. You guys want to see the shop? I'll walk you around. There's not a lot to see, but let me walk you around here. All right. So for the most part, it's like it always is. In this corner, this is kind of the area where we drill things or do light machining. That hasn't really changed. We got a lot of scrap metal back in the corner there. There's the bandsaw. There's the mill, which the mill is currently holding everything that was on the table I was sitting on, all the vices and stuff. I think everything else, it's all basically the same as it was the last time you guys saw it in here. There's Side Chick. Ooh, I don't know if you guys are into super nerd like EFI tuning or engine tuning, but we put 8 O2 sensors on the headers and Side Chick and a race pack data system. And we've been doing a lot of lake testing of the boat, tuning the carburetors and the engine. And it's been super fun. I've learned so much about carb tuning with a tunnel ram. And so I'm going to put that video out knowing it's not for everybody. First off, most people, they're not into the boat thing. But it's not a boat video. It's a video about carb tuning using oxygen sensors, but 8 of them. 1 in every primary tube. Let me show you. So we got the normal collector ones, but then we put them in all the primary tubes here. And learned a lot about tuning that motor off of the primary tubes, not using the O2 sensors in the collectors because those were kind of lying to me. The collectors were leaking because they're a slip fit collector. And so the collector sensors were telling me the engine was way leaner than it actually was. So I'm making a video about that. Hopefully some of you get something out of it. Gary Jock says, my 80 Hondo Hydro jet has a tunnel ram and dual carbs. That's a sick boat. And you likely use a wheelbarrow to carry your nuts around to drive that boat because a jet hydro is no joke. All right. Let's do 3 more questions and then I'm going to roll. I'm going to go hang out with my family. Tomorrow's my kid's birthday and I got some stuff to do before then. So let's see. Women like car junk too. They do, actually, Denise. I was looking at YouTube analytics the other day, and 3% of my audience, which in my opinion is significant, are women. And I didn't know that. For the longest time, I was like, there's like 20 women that watch this stuff. No, there's way more than I actually thought. So, Dave K, random question, but does bending chromed pipe ruin the chrome? It can, if you're able to bend it without, scratching it or scuffing it, that's one thing. But the chrome can sometime just peel off of it, depending on how it was piped. Like if it's nickel plated and then chrome plated, it's usually a little more durable. But what happens when you bend the pipe is you're stretching it, and that can, that usually ruins the chrome, unless it's a really slight bend. So. Let's see. Let's do 2 more. If you were building a 4-door muscle car, what would it be? I'd probably do... Well, there's a contradiction there. Like most muscle cars are not considered muscle cars if they're 4 doors. But if you're talking like 64 to 74, like that era of muscle cars, and it was going to be a 4-door, I don't know. I'd do a wagon. Like I like wagons a lot. Wife's not into wagons. I love wagons. Let's see. 20 women is 3%. No, it isn't. Are you talking about the live stream or are you talking we're at like 1.1 million subscribers on this channel. So 3% is not 20 women. I don't know what it is, but it's more than that. Let's see. Can we get an actual fitted FSM hat? What do you mean? We sell fitted hats. I'll check the website. Pretty sure they're on there. Let's see. Would you ever sell the Rotson? Nah. Rotson stays. Which mini truck for a V8 swap by Mike Frame? So I bought a 94 Toyota, and I would love to put a 1UZ in there. That's kind of my... Or a K swap, Joe. I would do that, but a 1UZ would be sick. Thank you, Kenneth. All right, one more question, and then I'm out of here. 12 NC Frank, would you ever put an SMX engine in anything? Probably not. They're a lot of money, and to be honest, it took me a lot of years to save up the money for that Sonny Leonard motor, and I own it. So if I was going to do something crazy, I would just use that motor. I don't know anything about the SMX, but I feel like the Sonny and the SMX are probably kind of similar, other than the fact that the Sonny's is Hemi. All right, well, I keep saying one more, but I'll do one more because this guy's got a good one. Rattle shakes but runs. Are you guys going to be continuing doing more trip videos with Freiberger? Yes. I plan to collab with anybody that I worked with at Motor Trend because they're just super fun people, but especially him. I just did one with Tony, and it was so much fun. It was every bit as fun as we had when we were doing Roadkill together. And the last one I did with Freiberger was so much fun. So, yes. We will absolutely be doing more of those. And I will keep you posted. And next week, I'll try to do another live stream. But in the meantime, everybody, be good to each other. And I'll see you soon. Later.